Hello everyone, welcome back. And students, in the last video lecture, we studied the introduction about organisms and population, and what we are going to be study in this chapter. That also we completed, and along with that, some important points regarding the organisms and population. Okay, what is meant by population, community, biomes, and everything we completed, uh, and along with it the levels of ecology. Okay, levels, usually there is mainly different levels are there. Okay, these are the four levels are there in ecology. One is organisms, populations, communities, and biomes. That also we studied. Okay, and along with that, organisms and its environment also we completed. Organisms and its environment. Okay, and in that we studied uh, about the different habitats. Okay, different habitats on different biomes on the earth we completed. Okay, different types of biomes are there. Usually animals not only survive, or the organisms not only survive in a favorable conditions. Okay, on earth there is no only a few favorable habitats. There is a harsh habitats are also present. It means extreme cold climate also there, and extreme high temperature climate is also present over there. Okay, in that area also there is a existence of life. Okay, that we studied. Then this is the graph that showing the precipitation. Okay, the temperature and precipitation of different habitats. Okay, different biomes. Here the desert, grassland, and tropical forest, temperate forest, and coniferous forest, arctic and alpine tundra. Okay, these all their distributions and everything also we completed. And next to that, the abiotic and abiotic components, how the environment is, how the ecology usually present, how it is made up of. That is usually ecology. There is an interaction between the organisms and their surrounding environments. Okay, not only biotic and abiotic components, even though there is a presence of biotic components. Okay, those are pathogens, parasites, predators, and competitors, everything. Okay, together there is a formation of the complete ecology. Okay, these are the things what we studied in the last class. And now students, coming to the abiotic factors. Okay, coming to the abiotic factors. In abiotic factors, usually, wait, okay, in abiotic factor, usually abiotic means, a means non, biotic means life. There is non living. Okay, non living factors here. Abiotic factors are nothing but non living factors. So many non living factors we can find on the earth. Temperature is there, water is there, light is there, soil is there. So many non-biotic factors are there, and among those only few they given here. Among those only few they given here. In that, temperature is there, in that water is there, light is there, soil is there. Students, these are very important for the environment, ecology. These all things already we know that how much temperature is important, how much water is important, how much light is important, how much soil is important for living organisms. For biotic factors, all of them need all these factors. Okay, so take for example humans. They need temperature, they need water, they need light, they need soil. Okay, you can take the plants. They need temperature, they need water, they need light, and soil. These are all the common abiotic factors what we are using in the environment. Okay, so many abiotic factors are there, but only few they given here. One is these four they given, and these four we have to study in this chapter. These four we have to study in this chapter. Among these, the first one, that is temperature. Among these, the first one is temperature. In abiotic factors, first one is temperature. And students, coming to the temperature, this plays a very important role in environment. Okay, both on plants as well as on animals. Temperature is a very important factor, abiotic factor, which is present in the environment, and it is very relevant to the ecology. ecologically it is very relevant to the environmental factors, most ecologically relevant environmental factor. And simply we can say temperature is much needed for the animals, temperature is much needed for the plants. Okay, and the students, temperature can vary seasonally. Okay, seasonally temperature can going to be vary. Just I will draw the diagram of earth here. Just you can see here, wait, just you can see here, this is the earth, what we are seeing, this is the earth. If you observe the temperature regions and everything, it is continuously, the earth is rotating around the sun. It is going to be rotate itself, and along with that it rotate around the sun also. And there is this fluctuation, okay, seasonal variation can occur here. The temperature is not constant, temperature can vary season to season, there is a variation of the temperature. And if you think of the earth here, this is the equator of the earth, here the equator of the earth. Okay, this is the equator of the earth, wait, okay, this is the equator of the earth, what we are seeing here, this is the equator of earth. If you move towards the polar region, here the temperature can changes. When you hear there is a change in the temperature, when you hear there is a change in temperature, when you hear there is a change in temperature. When you move towards the polar region, okay, these two ends, polar region, the temperature goes on reducing, the temperature obviously goes on reducing. Okay, temperature totally reduces in the polar region, and the temperature in the equator region, it is somewhat high, it is somewhat high, deserts and everything comes over there, it is somewhat high in the equator temperature. Like that in earth there is a variation in the temperature, seasonally there is a fluctuation occurs. Along with that, on the earth only, in various regions, temperature is going to be differ, temperature is going to be totally differ in their uh, areas. According to the habitat, there is a change in the temperature, variation in the temperature we can see. Okay, coming to this slide, here you can see, okay, here you can see the most ecologically relevant environmental factor, which is temperature, is the most relevant environmental factor. And temperature on land varies seasonally, what I explained here, that only temperature on land is going to be varies seasonally, season wise it is going to be changed. In spring it is different, in autumn it is different, in summer it is different. Okay, like that there is a variation in the temperature. Okay, variation in the temperature on land. Next, it is gradually decrease from equator towards the poles. Okay, what I told, if you take, this is the earth, this is the equator, and the ends here you can find, these are the polar regions. If you move from equator to polar regions, there is a decrease in the temperature. Okay, there is a decrease in the temperature, it may goes to minus degree Celsius, in minus, okay, below 0 degree Celsius in polar region. Okay, and from plains to mountain tip, from plain to mountain tip, there is also change in the temperature. If you observe the Himalayan Everest, okay, whatever the temperature present in the plain region, it is totally different in the top. Okay, if you move upwards, okay, the life is going to be reduced. Okay, up to a certain altitude there is a life. Okay, more, not more than that. Okay, not more than that. If you can take, this is the this is the altitude, sorry, wait, okay, if you think it is a Mount Everest, this we call it as altitude. Okay, in some altitude we can find different forest types, and if you move to some altitude you can find different forest. For example, you can find here the conifer forest around 300-meter altitude, we can find the conifer forest. Okay, and after that there is no life, because in this region there is a snow line. Okay, after this snow line there is no life, because there is a continuous form, continuously snow is going to be fall, so there is no life above that snow line. Below that we can find different habitats and different plants, different animals. but above that it is not possible. Okay, like that temperature can vary on the earth. Okay, next here, it ranges from sub-zero level. In polar areas and high altitudes. In high altitudes, here you can see temperature is very less, and in polar region also there is a temperature very less. It can be from sub-zero level to greater than 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, in tropical desert. Okay, it can vary from sub-zero level. Where you find the sub-zero level? In polar areas and in high altitudes. ನೀವು ಹೈ ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಪೋಲಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ -10-15 ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು ಅರ್ತ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸೀಸನಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನು ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ಹಿಮಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ಸ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಅದು ಪೋಲಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಜರಾತ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್, ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮರ್, ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ವರೆಗೂ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವೇರಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ದಿ ಅವರೇಜ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ and deep sea, okay, hydrothermal vents. Okay, in deep sea hydrothermal vents and in average and in thermal springs, okay, it exceeds up to 100 degrees Celsius. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಡೀಪ್ ಸಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಥರ್ಮಲ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಗೂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಸಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಥರ್ಮಲ್ ವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾವೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಹೌ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಸಿ, ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ವೋಲ್ಕ್ಯಾನೋಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ವೇರ್ ದ ವೋಲ್ಕ್ಯಾನೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅರ್ತ್. ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. Thermal springs and deep sea hydrothermal vents, the temperature is very high over there, 100 degrees Celsius. In that also life is existing. Some of them can tolerate that much of temperature. Some organisms can tolerate, ಅದನ್ನು ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬದುಕ್ತಾವೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ NCERTs they given some examples here. Mango tree cannot grow in temperate countries. It means where the temperature is very high. In that reason mango tree will not grow, such as Canada and Germany. In Canada and Germany, the mango trees are not going to be grow over there. They cannot grow in temperate countries. Okay, because they need optimum temperature. Minimum temperature they require, not huge amount of temperature, minimum temperatures they require. So in high temperate countries, okay, where the temperature is more, in those countries mango tree will not grow. Okay, Canada and Germany, you can take the example. In those places, in those countries, there is no mango tree. Okay, and here next example, there is no snow leopards. Okay, there is no snow leopards in Kerala forest. Okay, in Kerala forest there is no snow leopard. There is no snow leopard in Kerala forest. Snow leopard present in where the snow is going to be fall. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ನೋ ಬೀಳ್ತಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ನೋ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ಹಿಮಾಲಯನ್ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಸ್ನೋ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇರಳ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ನೋ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡು, ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ನೋ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಕೇರಳ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಸ್ನೋ ಲಿಯೋಪಾರ್ಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬೈ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗ್ತಾವೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಟ್ಯೂನಾ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೇರ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ latitudes in the ocean. Okay, these are also restricted. Tuna fishes are rare beyond tropical latitudes. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸ್ ರೇರ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಓಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾವೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಟ್ಯೂನಾ ಫಿಶಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ರೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ tropical latitudes they find very less. Okay, they very less, they are going to be present over there. Okay, this is the point regarding this slide. And next here about the temperature only. Next here you can see the okay here temperature affects kinetics. Another one important thing here, usually the activity of the enzyme is affected by the temperature. This one already you studied in first year. In first year ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇರ್. The organisms can tolerate optimum temperature, not more than that. If the temperature exists more than that, there is no enzyme activity. Enzymes are not going to be active. ಅಲ್ಲಿ enzyme activity ಉಳಿಯಲ್ಲ, there it's going to be destroyed. Okay, temperature affects kinetics of enzymes, basal metabolism and other physiological functions of the organisms. Other physiological functions, metabolism, enzyme activity, proteins and everything, they have optimum temperature for their proper activity. They need optimum temperature for their proper activity. If the temperature exists more than that, it will affect our metabolism and other physiological functions of the organisms. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಮ್ ಲೆವೆಲನ್ನು ದಾಟಿ ಹೋಯ್ತಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಮೆಟಾಬಾಲಿಸಮು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಫಿಸಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸು ನಡೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿನೂ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನು ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ 3D ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ 3D ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸ್, ಮೆಟಾಬಾಲಿಸಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ physiological functions of the organism. The next, based on range of thermal tolerance, organisms can be divided into two types. Okay, there are mainly two types of organisms we can find based on thermal tolerance, how much temperature they are going to be tolerate. Based on that there is a two categories. Okay, in animals there is a two categories. One is eurythermal, another one is stenothermal. Eurythermal means the organisms, those can tolerate a wide range of temperature. If they are able to tolerate a wide range of temperature, for example more than 50 degrees Celsius, more than 60 degrees Celsius, more than 70 degrees Celsius, if they are able to tolerate such temperature, such organisms we call it as a eurythermal. Thermal means temperature. Please remember, this is important for your exam. For 1 marks question they will ask, 1 marks question ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯೂರಿಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂರಿಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಅ ವೈಡ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್. ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಅ ವೈಡ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್, ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಯೂರಿಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್. ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಯೂರಿಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದವು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡೂ ದ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್. Eurythermal organisms, the organisms those can tolerate wide range of temperature. Okay, just do one a list of those organisms. Okay, then stenothermal, those organisms can tolerate only a narrow range of temperature. Okay, in a small range of temperature they are going to be survive, not more than that temperature. If they survived in wide range of temperature, those are eurythermal. If they survive in narrow range of temperature only, such organisms we call it as a such organisms we call it as a uh, thermal. If they tolerate wide range of temperature, they are eurythermal. If they tolerate narrow range of temperature, those we call it as a stenothermal. Okay, this is the thing. This is about the temperature. Okay, from the first abiotic factor, that is temperature. And moving to the next one, that is water. Students, water is very important abiotic factor, and it plays a very important role in living organisms. It plays a very very important role. Okay, it's the second most important factor influencing life of organisms. Okay, this is the second important abiotic factor that influencing the life of organisms. The first, life on earth is originated in water only. In water only the life is originated. In water only life is originated. Okay, not in desert and in other areas. First, life is originated in water. Okay, that is very important. And for both plants and for animals, water is very very essential. For our proper activity in the body, we need water. Okay, and for the plants also, for photosynthesis, for the production of glucose, and for everything they require water. Water is a raw material for our body. It's very important for our body. Okay, and desert organisms have special adaptations to limited water. It's some adaptations we can find in the desert organisms. Okay, some desert, but they require water. But less amount. In less amount they require water, but they require water. That is very important. Okay, they need water in less amount. Okay, not how much we are consuming water, that much they will not consume. Okay, that much they will not consume. In a small amount they are going to be consumed, and for that purpose they have some adaptations. That is very important. Okay, then coming to the plants, the productivity and distribution of plants is dependent on water. Productivity, you should, all of you know about this. Productivity of the plants is totally depend on water. How you are going to provide the water to the plant, and that much productivity you are getting. Take example for banana plant. If you take the example, how much you are going to be provide the water, that much product it is going to be given by the plant. That is very important, that complete productivity is depend on water. Okay, and their distribution also. Okay, because some plants they require more amount of water, some plants require less amount of water. For example, you can take cactus requires less amount of water. It can grow in desert. Okay, the distribution is going to be changed over there. And if you are going to be for say for example, normal plants in our area, okay, they require minimum amount of water. Okay, they are present in those areas. And some plants they require more amount of water, and they are present in such tropical regions. Okay, wherever the rainforest is more in that area, they are going to be present. So the distribution and the productivity of the plants is going to be depend on the water. It's completely depend on the water. Okay, the next, for aquatic organisms, the water quality. Say for example, the organisms or the plants those are present in aquatic regions. Okay, there is no scarcity of water. Okay, there is no scarcity of water. Okay, there is no scarcity of water, but it's wrong. Water quality is also very important. Quality of water is also very important. Quality means their chemical composition and pH. Both are very important for the growth of plants as well as for the animals. Water quality is very important. Okay, water quality is very very important. Their chemical composition, what is the chemical composition, and what is the pH. Because in some water bodies, pH, if the pH is more, means the organisms or the animals those are present in that water, they will not survive, because the pH is totally vary. So variation in the pH can lead to the death of the organisms. So the pH and chemical composition also very important. Okay, it is very important. Okay, next here, the salt concentration is also very important. Salt concentration, salinity in part per thousand. Okay, salinity in part per thousand. This water water concentration, what it includes, pH and chemical composition along with the salt concentration. Okay, it is around, it is for 1000 droplets of water. Okay, part per thousand, parts per thousand salinity. Okay, salinity means salt condition. Here for 100 drops of water, okay, if they contain 5 drops, if they contain 5 uh, drops of salt, okay, salt, if they contain 5 drops of, it is a inland water, it is a inland water. Okay, water, whatever the water present in the earth, that is inland water, the concentration of salt is very less. Among 1000 drops of water, they contain only 5 drops of salt. And when you move to the seawater, when you move to the seawater, it is around 30 to 35%. Okay, 30 to 35 drops. Okay, and if you move to the percent, you can take in percent, you can take percent. Okay, 5% in case of inland waters, and then 30% in case of seawater, and more than 100%, more than 100% in hypersaline or lagoons. Okay, in lagoons region, hypersaline lagoon region, there is a 100% of, more than 100% of salt. Okay, salt condition is present, more than 100% salt concentration is present over there. Okay, so for example, if you take the organisms living in 5% of salinity, 5% of salinity, okay, and if you expose those organisms in 30%, 30 to 35% of salinity, they will not survive. If you expose more than 100, they will not survive. Okay, some of the organisms they adapted for 5% of salinity, and some of them are adapted for 30 to 35% of salinity. In seawater we find the organisms, those we call it as a aquatic, in aquatic condition only we call it as seawater, marine water habitat. Some of the, so many organisms we can find huge huge diversity in seawater. Okay, in seawater we can find huge diversity. Okay, they are all well adapted for that area. They are marine water, they are not fresh water. If you transfer the those marine water fishes or any other organisms to fresh water, they will not survive for a longer time. If you transfer the freshwater fishes or organisms to the sea water, those will not survive for a longer time, because the osmolarity is going to be changed over there. Okay, because of that they are going to not survive. Okay, for example, if you drink more amount of salt water continuously, like seawater, if you drink seawater continuously, what will happen in your body? Dehydration occurs. Okay, dehydration occurs. If dehydration occurs, you become thirsty, again you will drink the seawater, again there is an increase in the sweating in the body. Okay, dehydration occurs, and again you are going to be thirst, and again you will just along with that, again you drink seawater, again more amount of dehydration occurs in the body. Okay, instead of your drinking continuous water, but you are going to be die because of thirsty, because of thirsty you are going to be die. You are drinking water continuously, but you are going to thirsty more and more. Because of thirst you are going to be die. You have water, but because of salt concentration, more salt concentration, you are going to be die. Okay, like that, so many organisms they adapted for that particular area. So you have to think of it. Okay, you have to think of it. The saline condition is also very important for the organisms, for plant as well as for animals. Okay, there is a salt concentration, that is the osmolarity is going to play very important role. Okay, osmosis, I think you heard about the osmosis, that will play a role here. Okay, and next here, here you can see based on the tolerance to salinity, okay, based on the concentration of the salinity, okay, tolerance of the salinity, the organisms are going to be divided into two types. One is urehaline and the one is stenohaline. Okay students, this question asked last year. Define urehaline organisms. Okay, urehaline condition: the organisms those tolerate a wide range of salinity. If the organisms tolerate wide range of salinity, such organisms we call it as a urehaline. Okay, haline means it is a saline condition. If the organisms are able to tolerate wide range of salinity, okay, such organisms we call it as a urehaline. Okay, don't get confused. Urehaline for saline condition, and for temperature urethermal. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, urehaline means the organisms those tolerate a wide range of salinity. Such organisms we call it as a urehaline. And if the organisms tolerate narrow range of temperature, those we no, so not temperature, narrow range of salinity, those we call it as a stenohaline. Okay, wide range we call it as a urehaline, and narrow range we call it as a stenohaline. Okay, this is the thing. And many freshwater animals cannot live for long in seawater, and vice versa, because of the osmotic problems. Okay, because of the osmotic problems, there is a the organisms will not survive for a longer time. Okay, fresh waters will not survive in seawater, and seawater organisms will not survive in fresh water because of the osmotic problem. Because of that osmotic problem, they will not survive like that. Okay, some urea-line organisms they given here. One is common molly, and then carcinus minas. This is a urea-line. It can survive in wide range of salinity. And another here they given that is a stenohaline, goldfish, and then haddock. Okay, haddock is also one of the species that cannot tolerate a wide range of salinity, and goldfish also will not tolerate a wide range of salinity. Okay, they will tolerate narrow range of salinity only. Okay, not wide range of salinity. Okay, this is the these two are the important abiotic factors. Okay, one is temperature, another one is water. And students, in the next video we'll go through that light and soil. Okay, it's still two important abiotic factors are there. One is light and another one is soil. Okay, that we'll study in the next class. I think so all of you understood about temperature and water. Okay, these are all general. Okay, these are all general. Please remember urehaline, stenohaline, then urethermal, and then stenothermal organisms, because for 1 marks they'll ask the question. Okay, for 1 marks they'll ask the question, so please remember that. And this completes temperature and water. Okay, two abiotic factors. And in the next video lecture we'll move to light and soil. Okay, thank you.